have these new problems where there is no blueprint in our industry. It got me thinking about how in business, basically everything, again, speaking broadly here, can be put into one of two categories, either like old problems where thousands of people have come before you and the same solutions and same thinking is still relevant, and then new problems. Things like AI have created a set of new problems, new opportunities as well. And what I tend to find is that like 95% of the things in business are like old problems, like hiring, cash flow, how finance is done, legal, all those kinds of things. And when you're dealing with an old problem, expertise is usually the answer, which is like find someone who knows or hire someone or mentor or whatever. And then you have these new problems where there is no blueprint in our industry. It's a new challenge. So experimentation is the answer. But do you test when it's an old problem?
Can you give me an example?
So like things like cash flow management, hiring principles around like probation and notice periods, a lot of legal structuring in deals.
Things with like a well-established precedent.
Well-established precedents where like nothing has fundamentally changed in the world that makes that invalid.
Yeah. I think if it's an old problem, I look to an example of someone within the last decade that solved it in an interesting way. And I'm more likely to copy that. Like in hiring, traditionally companies they'll spend hours and weeks or days hiring, going from round to round to round, person. And if you look at Y Combinator, arguably the greatest, startup incubator in the world, they have 7-minute interviews. And they said they would make it 5 minutes, but it just felt rude, right? And in their interviews, they really know in the first 3 minutes if it's a fit or not. And then the interview's done. Like they're either in or they're not. I approach hiring the same way. I would much rather take like a law of large numbers approach to it and give 5 people 30 days to show what their skills are, as opposed to spending 30 days going all in on one person. Because in my experience, that one person that I spent 30 days on is not any more likely to succeed than those other 5 people that I might be testing.
And your example of that storage company you started, it sounds like you hit an old problem.
Yes, very much so.
And you tried to innovate and experiment, but this was an old problem where the laws of human beings and how they behave and businesses going bust was still pertinent. Yeah.
And at the end of our 2-year experiment, like we looked just like all of our competitors, right? So if we would have started there, we could have saved 2 years.
And this is what I find is founders waste years trying to experiment where old problems are still strong and still hold.
Yeah.
And this is what several of the mistakes I made in my company was I should have spent all of my time experimenting on the new problems